So two big issues for me, and I've got less than 24 hours to make a decision. So we've got less than 24 hours to go before the budget. Is it time to panic? Now, there's two things I need to think about, particularly for my circumstances. So the first one is that I am heavily invested. More than half of my pension is invested in the FTSE 250. And why does that matter? Well, Labour, before they were elected, made a big song and dance about the fact that they were going to encourage UK companies and UK pension funds to invest in UK-based stocks, therefore boosting the FTSE. Now, around the time they were making them claims, the FTSE 100 and the FTSE 250 did see a considerable increase over them good number of weeks. Now, if that is not announced tomorrow, it's not part of the budget, 10 or 15% gain made back then, is that lost? Do I move all my pension out of the FTSE? And if so, do I put it in a world index? Do I put it in the S&P 500, which already looks overheated? And I can do that now. I mean, I've still got time. The stock market's still open. I can do that now. But the second thing I'm worried about is that I'm retiring very soon. I turned 55 a few months ago, and I'm heavily reliant on taking my tax-free lump sum. That is going to pay my pension off. If I don't get access to the lump sum in the way I think I do, then I can't retire because I won't be able to pay the mortgage off. So do I contact my SIPP provider today before the budget and announce that I want to take my tax-free lump sum, or do I not? So two big issues for me, and I've got less than 24 hours to make a decision. But you know what? I have made a decision. And my decision's quite clear. I am not going to do either of them things. I am not going to take any money out of my pension. I'm not going to go and sell all my shares in the FTSE 250. And the reason for that is that things change all the time. If you look back at what pensions looked like 5, 6, 7 years ago, very different than they do now. And to guess where legislation's going to go would just mean that you're constantly chopping and changing your strategy. I think what's really important when you're working with a strategy for investing your pension, for me anyway, it's to have an idea and stick with it. I mean, I'm the kind of person who does get an urge to make a change. And I don't think that's the right idea, really. Every time you cut and change things around, you generally incurring costs as well. Plus, the idea of completely changing your pension every other day, really, it's something that you don't fiddle with. And that's my thoughts, really. So in answer to them two questions, am I going to sell any of my FTSE 250s? No, I'm not. Will they drop tomorrow? Potentially. Will they come back again? Yes, certainly. How long will it take for them to come back? I have no idea. But that money, I could potentially leave that there for another 5 years. So whether it drops 10%, 15%, goes up 10%, don't really care, because at the end of the day, I'm invested in that index for the long term. And in terms of jumping in and telling my pension company that I want my tax-free lump sum, no, I'm going to take my tax-free lump sum when I need it. When it's tax efficient to do that for me, and I've made the decision, taking everything else into account, that's a good time for me to take that tax-free lump sum. And I might not take it all. I might only take part of it, because at the end of the day, you don't need to take all of your tax-free lump sum. Mine is invested in a drawdown. I will draw it down as and when I need it. So, how you decide to move or not move in the next 24 hours is entirely up to you and your financial advisor. But for me, I've made my decision. It's less than 24 hours away. I'm not changing anything. Best of luck, and I hope tomorrow's budget works well for you.